Damn, that was groovy, dude. All right, well, hey everyone, welcome to Yeast Happy Wednesday. This is the first one of five that we'll do. The first one's going to just be kind of a generic one, not generic, just open table where we bring what we will, and then the next four I will discuss that at the end. Which one we'll bring, what style, this, that. It's a little area for us beer nerds to learn a little about the yeast in our beers now. We just went over a bunch of weeks of hops. We've done some malts already. May go back to malts and hops later on in the year. But this is just a sensory panel. Kind of help us out, us brewers, us beer reviewers. And it's just fun. So we got Bumpy Road Brewery here. Thank you so much for being here, Bumpy. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. So I just wanted to real quick. I wanted to say thank you to the chat as well. As soon as anyone comes around, whatever, thank you so much for coming around and participating, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. So a little information I found on Britannica.com. It's just a generic description of what yeast is in general. Yeast are classified as fungi. It's a fun guy. I hope they have fun girls too. Those strains used for fermentation are of the genus Saccharomyces, meaning sugar fungus. In brewing, it is a traditional to refer to ale yeast used predominantly in top fermentation as top strains of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, something like that, and to lager yeast as bottom strains of the S. Carlsbergensis. Modern yeast systematics, however, classifies all brewing strains as S. cerevisiae, and many ales are made by bottom fermentation with what were originally top strains. Some of that may confuse you, some of it may not, but that is a basic gist of what top and bottom fermenting is. Ales are the top yeast, or using top yeast. Top yeast. Yeast. You got what I'm saying. For fart's sake. Okay. Lagers use the bottom fermenting yeast. Ales use the top fermenting yeast. All right. So we're going to go ahead and discuss this. Let's go ahead and pull over this and go ahead and show off your stuff and talk about it.
Right. Yeah. From Rockingham Brewing Company. They're out of Derry, New Hampshire. I have Three Little Pigs, which is a Belgian-style tripel. It comes in at 9.2% ABV. Rockingham Brewing Company does a lot of Belgian-style brews. So they probably have their own house Belgian yeast that they're using. A lot of times the Belgian ales, the yeast anyways, is going to give off some extra esters, kind of giving off possible banana notes, bubble gum, and depending on what fermentation, what temperature they're fermenting it at, you could possibly get some cloviness as well out of a lot of this yeast. Typically, if it's fermented at a higher degree, anywhere from like 60, we'll just say 65 and up to however high the yeast will still continue to thrive. 80 is probably pushing it, but I think you can definitely get it up that high and still have it go. It would be super active at that point. You get a lot of esters, so a lot of fruity esters left over, and I think that's because the yeast tires itself out so quick. It doesn't have the stamina to go back and clean everything up, all the byproduct products that it was creating. So that's when you're going to get more of those fruity type esters. More of a cleaner profile with Belgian style yeast. You'll find it to be a little bit more spicy and clove-like if it was fermented at a lower temperature, which kind of just slows down the yeast a bit. And it kind of takes its time to eat. Instead of speed eating where it fills itself up, then goes and takes a nap, it will have like a longer period of time where it goes through and will actually clean up its products a little bit, its byproducts, creating a cleaner profile and being less fruity ester. So let's go ahead and crack this one open. We'll see what I get out of it. a nice day here in New Hampshire, so I am out. Decided to do this outside. Normally I'd be inside. I said, why not?
Why not?
The head on this, yeah, tight light bubble head. It's got that nice golden coloration like you'd expect out of a Tripel. Nice and clear. Decent carbonation kind of coming up through the center. Let's get a little nose on this. I'd say this one has a little bit of that kind of bubble gum going on, and then I think there's a slight spicy aroma. Banana, getting a little bit of banana. This was not like super banana forward. It's not like a lot of like Hefeweizens and stuff like that. Some like candy. They also probably use a candy sugar in this, so like beet sugar, and I kind of get a little bit of a candy nose to it. That's probably not coming from the yeast. It's probably more from the beet sugar and a bit of the malt. But yeah, I would say a bit of that kind of bubble gum going on, little slight bit of a banana, and some of that kind of spicy action going on. That's from the yeast. I wouldn't say it's quite clove like, but yeah, it's got a nice sweet nose to it. Anyways, cheers. Let's dig in.
Cheers. And another cheers.
Slight breadiness from the malt, followed up with the yeast is coming through with that kind of bubblegum note. It's kind of like a banana bubblegum, so kind of like juicy fruit, and a bit of that spice on the back end too. Not spice like it's got heat to it. It's spice like you'd find in like a spice rack. It's kind of, it's got that herbal spiciness. Kind of say maybe a little bit of that clove, but I would say it's more other herbal spiciness than straight up clove with it. 9.2% ABV. I think it's noticeable. I don't think that it really shines all that much in the flavor itself, but I can kind of feel a little bit of a warmth, kind of, in this region. So you kind of notice that the ABV is up there just a little bit. Slight bitterness on the tail end of this one too. For a lot of the Tripels that I've had, they don't have a lot of bitterness to them. It's usually the hopping is usually kind of low, to really let the kind of malts and yeast play a bit more. But yeah, this one does have kind of a slight earthy bittering tone going on for the finish. It does have that bitterness that lingers on. But I would say, like Yosemite Sam now, the yeast is definitely showing its presence throughout this beer, in quite an appropriate fashion.
Awesome.
Cheers.
And cheers, Urbex. Thank you, Bumpy. All right, man. Yeah, that's we both have Belgian beers today. So I'll probably have a lot of the same. But no, Urbex, welcome to you, man, my German friend. Oh yeah, our German friend. Oh yeah. All right, so this was left in my cooler and the ice went dull from last night, and I left it in there on accident, so it was warm. Hoping it's all right. But I've got basically, I'll just show you the beer. This is Monkless Belgian Ales out of Bend, Oregon. I don't know how far they distribute, but it's their Scheppelkoffiken. It's a Belgian style wheat beer brewed with spices. Product of the USA, of course. 5.4%. Bend is just over the bend for me. No, that's actually Center, Oregon. think it's like flatland territory. But a little information, just kind of not just an add-on to what Bumpy basically just said. Just going off of like why Yeast. Why Yeast is one me and him were talking about before the show, and that's one we both like, with the smack packs and all that. Yeah, so Saccharomyces cerevisiae is what I was saying, which is what the Belgian species is. Medium flocculation, 72 to 76% attenuation rate, 62 to 75 degree temperature range, 11 ABV. So there's an actual ABV inside the yeast itself?
It's kind of what the yeast can tolerate.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're trying to, so if you pick up a yeast that says it can only like kind of tolerate 8% ABV, and you're trying to make like a 12% barley wine or something, chances are you're going to have to either use a different yeast, or you're going to have to repitch, maybe do another little bit of a starter and pitch in some other yeast that can go higher, or like champagne yeast that will tolerate up to something like 16-18% alcohol.
Okay. So. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, this handles up to 11%, so that, I mean, that would take care of even your beer. So this,
maybe good for Tripel. So
yeah, it's good for wit beer, Belgian Duvel, Belgian Tripel, autumn seasonal beer, and winter seasonal beer. It gives a whole bunch of them. Spicer, vegetable beer, specialty IPA, Belgian IPAs, white IPAs, you name it. Yeah. Cool. So that basically says it. I don't really need to go to any more, but they do have the Lallemand has a dry yeast. They have dry yeast out there. They have wet yeast. We were discussing that as well. I do like the wet yeast as well. I used to always use the White Labs, which they say the same information here too. It's the same thing. But yeah, I liked White Labs, but it seemed like White Labs took a little too long for it to activate or get going. Maybe a starter would have been better with the White Labs ones, where the Y yeast has that extra little protein kick, and it, you let it like swell up and sit for up to 24 hours, I guess, and pitch it kind of like a starter. So yeah, those work good. They do explode though. I had one explode on me one time. It was kind of stinky. All right, so Belgian style wheat beer brewed with spices. Coriander.
Sorry about the motorcycle if you can hear that.
Oh, that's fine. This is a can. I was gonna open a bottle for some reason. How old is this? If I don't drop it on my head, 322. I'm gonna kind of give it a whirl. I don't know if anything's stuck on the bottom or not. It's pretty clear. Clear beer. It's got some haziness there. Looks like a hazy IPA. Hazy West Coast IPA. It's got a nice white head. Nice finger head. Kind of a creamy head. A little oily on the sides. Oily on the top. A little frothy though. Nice. Billowy head. Good bubble. Freaking fast rising bubbles. Go for the nose. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's get the bread. Brettanomyces is big in this. Oh, we lost Bumpy. He'll come back. I'll look for you, buddy. All right, yeah, this is spicy. It's got Brettanomyces, kind of that sock feel, the kind of socky barnyardy kind of thing, like wet hay. Coriander comes through. There you are, right on.
I'm not used to using the phone on this, so I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, right on. Well, welcome back. Yeah, this is definitely got the Brett yeast profile for sure. It's that kind of a barnyard wet hay kind of thing going on. It's got the Band-Aid feel to it as well, kind of a Band-Aid smell. when I say Band-Aid, it doesn't, just for those that don't know, it's not like you're opening a fresh Band. Sometimes it does smell like that medicinal Band-Aid though. And this kind of, it's a little more, this has more lemon, from the coriander. There's a little more herbal spice from the lemon or coriander. I mean, yeah, it's nice. Going into it though, it's a nice frothy head. Like I said, it's hazy. It's, a nice hazy beer actually. Fast rising bubbles streaming up all throughout it, kind of turbid. It's a rich hay. It's a dark hay color, almost like kind of a gold. Yeah, let's go into the drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
5.2%. It's real light, watery, drinkable though. It's very drinkable. But it does have a nice wet feel to it. Watery. It does have a lot of flavor though. The good flavors coming out of this. The coriander spice is really big in this. Lemon, herbaceous kind of thing. The Brettanomyces yeast is really dominant figure in this beer. Very dominant. It's really pulling through that Band-Aid thing. It's really pulling through on that barnyardy kind of stinchy stink feel. But then that lemon and the spices kind of from the coriander and a little bit of the orange peel and stuff like that. Just very nice feel all around. It has kind of a numbing. There is a little bit of a shoot.
Umami.
Oh mama. Oh mama. Yeah. Not ginger. What's the other? What am I thinking of here? You said it in the last thing. It was in yours. You were mentioning it, but it didn't have it.
Clove.
Clove. Yeah, it's kind of clovey. I can get that in my head.
Yeah.
It was kind of clovey. It's got kind of a clovey feel to it, with that orange lemon kind of thing. More of a bitter orange, bitter peels probably. Dry. They're very dry, wet, and then dry, backs off, goes away, and then you want more. It's a pretty fun beer to drink actually. But that yeast is really coming through. Like I said, a Belgian style yeast definitely shines in this with that Saccharomyces yeast and everything else. It's just amazing. Cerevisiae, however the fuck you say that. But yeah, good, lovely beer, man. It's not bad. I mean, I'm happy. So let's go ahead and go this. Yeah, go ahead and give some last thoughts and shout yourself.
Yeah, something. When you mentioned Band-Aid, actually, while I was drinking this, I did get a little bit of that kind of Band-Aid. It's like the plastic Band-Aids.
Yeah.
The ones that are like pink in color. And if you like kind of lick the outside of it, it kind of does have a resembling flavor. I was starting to pick up on that. I'm also starting to pick on a bit more alcohol flavor as this one's warming up and as I'm drinking on it. There is a bit of an alcohol note that's coming through now.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's leaving some good lacing for 9.2. It's got. I mean, this beer is. Let's see. I like Tripels. I always liked Golden Monkey from Victory. That one's a bit more banana forward. That's like a very banana forward Tripel. This one, like I said, the banana is there, but it's kind of blended in with that kind of little bit of a bubblegum thing going on. And this does allow a bit more of the spice to come through than like the Golden Monkey from Victory. So I think I kind of like this one a bit more because it's kind of that mid-range. You're kind of getting both. It's not just one-sided. It's not just a big banana bomb. It's got a little mix of both. It's got some of that spiciness. It's got a little bit of that sweetness from like the banana and the bubble gum. It's got a little bit of that Band-Aid note there. It's nice. The ABV at this point, I mean, like I said, it's starting to sneak out. It's starting to come out a little bit. So the alcohol is not as well hidden as like the Golden Monkey. That one's very well hidden. I've had a couple of tripels like from like St. Bernardus. Had a few of their tripels though, and I think this one kind of stacks up kind of where they're hitting a lot of their notes. They're kind of that in between. You're going to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not one way or the other with their tripels, and I kind of, like I said, I kind of like that. So overall, I'm enjoying this tripel. It's nice. I think if the alcohol was just a little bit better hidden now, then I would think it was better. And also, like I said, that kind of thing where there does seem to be a hop bitterness that finishes this off. It's all right there, but it's, I think, a little bit too much hop action for the tail end. Even though it kind of does blend in with some of the herbal spice going into that kind of earthy hoppiness. But
Nice.
I would say for an overall score for this beer, I think I'll land it like right at like a 92 out of 100.
Nice. That's decent.
Yeah. Not something that I wouldn't ever drink again type deal. It's getting into that A range there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you get is there a when you were talking about alcohol, do you get kind of a warming in the throat or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I was picking up on that warming like earlier. I was picking up on the warming, but I really wasn't getting the flavor of alcohol. But now, as the beer started warm, plus as I've been drinking on it, I actually started noticing a bit of the flavor of alcohol.
Oh wow!
So
okay. Cool.
Nice. It is getting.
Well, cool, man.
Cheers, Thrash.
Cheers, Thrash. Yeah. Hey, we'll shout out after Thrash is here. We'll go ahead and let Thrash go, and then I'll go after him.
Yeah. So, rushed in as usual.
No, thank you, man. I'll put you on the full. I'll just do on the full.
Yeah, no problem. I was going to look up this thing. This is Melvin. This is a 2X 2X4 IPA. It's a 9.9% ABV, plus 100 IBUs. This one, it says a new era. Melvin is ever evolving. So we decided to give our champion double IPA a 2x4 a slight makeover while exploring with the Viking heritage. Our brew squad looked at the same stellar recipe and fermented it with Quebec.
Nice.
So here's your yeast in this one. Were you guys talking yeast?
Yes,
for sure.
Did you play with Quebec? Yeah, I mean, has any of you brewed with it? I have not.
No. It's new to me.
I've had a few beers that have had it though.
Yeah. And as a lot of people know, Quebec is like it's the home brewer who doesn't have a fermenting fridge or a cool area to ferment in. It's like the go-to yeast because it's supposed to like totally like knock out a beer in like 3 days with no diacetyl, no over flavoring or anything from the yeast from fermenting at a high temperature. But yeah, this thing is pretty wild. Grab this.
Fail safe yeast.
Yeah. So I don't see any floaties. I haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet. So it is streaming a bit. It's light to medium. Orange yellow color. Real nice tight bubbles. It was very happy to come out. So it's kind of a Alex head. Oh my God. This thing's got some IBUs to it. Bitterness through and through on the head. Good grapefruit in there. Good pine. Yeah, it you get some sweetness from the malt, but let me see if I can sneak past the head here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's good. You would think it would just be pow in your face with the hops. It's not. It's got a nice like orangey flavor that goes with the grapefruit and stuff. I'll bet you when I get to the dregs here, it's gonna go nuts if there is any in here.
Yeah. the Kvike, from what I've heard, is supposed to give off some fruity flavors and aromas as well.
Wow.
This
That's
is a really
interesting.
good beer. Holy crap, I thought it was going to be a hot bomb. It says it's 100 plus IBUs, and it doesn't taste like it. It tastes like it's probably 65, 70. It might be a little older, too. It doesn't have a date on it. So probably playing with the bitterness being smacked down a little bit by time. But, yeah, this is a really good beer.
Good looking beer, jeez.
It is like total mouth flavor. I mean, it's well balanced with the malts and the yeast and the hops in this thing. I mean, it's just like they all play together really nice. Nice tight head. It's you can tell it's going to have some hella lacing on it. Yeah, it's really good. A little bit of cold there on there. Nice and cold. Yeah, it's good. Have you guys scored yet?
Yeah,
I did.
Bumpy did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
let me think about it. Beer man, go ahead and talk.
You want
Let
to
me
do
think
that?
about it.
Okay.
I haven't had it before.
No problem, sir. All right. Cool,
Cheers,
man.
Jack.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
You. All right. So so I think my beer qualifies. It had a Belgian yeast for sure. The coriander, spices. I didn't get any banana so much. Did get the Band-Aid kind of bread and mices kind of feel there. Very barnyardy in the aromas and the flavors, not so much. But in the flavors, you did get the coriander, the orange peel. You got the the nice. You get that barnyardy, that dirty hay kind of flavor, as well as in the aromas. It's an interesting beer, but it always plays out pretty good. It has a sweetness. This one in particular had a sweetness. It's light. It's a light beer, light bodied, light mouthfeel, just very easy to drink, but you're getting all those spices following through it all the way to the end, and then it drops off. It's just a very fun one to drink. So I'm going to give this a I thought they did a good job. I mean, it's sessionable with some good flavors, good body, good mouthfeel. I'm going to go 93 on this. 93 out of 100. Yeah, not bad. Average, it's an A. They did a great job. This was monkless for anyone Thrash just came in. So monkless, and anyone that's just popped in, that's what I did. They're out of Bend, Oregon, and it's called their Scheppel Koffigan. It's a Belgian style wheat beer with spices.
Cool.
Good beer. So, all right, let's get back to Brian if he's ready.
Sure. Let's see. Trying to think where this is at. And I read through their play on words. It's 2 by Thor.
That's
like
cool.
2 by 4, only it's 2 by Thor. So
Melvin's
Melvin
good,
Brewing, and
some good beers.
They are out of. Jeez, why do they make it so hard? Oh,
Wyoming.
Alpine, Wyoming. Oh my
Yeah.
God, independent brewery. So another plus, guys.
Oh yeah.
Very, very good beer. You can see the lacing starting up. There was no dregs. I went ahead and swished it around. It's still pretty clear in the bottom. I thought it would have some yeasties in here, but it doesn't. This turned out to be a really good beer. I was afraid it was going to be, like I said, a hot bomb. You can taste some of the alcohol coming through in the end when you're done drinking it it just leaves your mouth. It just sits in your throat. You can taste the alcohol in it. It's not overwhelming though. I think they balance this beer pretty well. I'll give this a 94 all day long. All day long.
Excellent.
So cheers.
That's a great score, man. Oh yeah. Cool, man. Let's go back to Bumpy and shout yourself, man.
That was like what the ABV with a piggyback. I went 92 and 93 and then Flash 94.
Right? Perfect, man. 1, 2, 3.
The shout outs. We got the Multi Monday poll still going on until 8 p.m. tonight. You can find that poll on Bearman's community page. It's also in the description of the last Multi Monday that we did, which was just this past Monday. and that was the American Blonde / Golden Ale episode. So find the poll there. You got until 8 p.m. tonight to vote. And let's see, Sunday is going to be After Dark beers. So bring a dark beer. Everybody's welcome up on panel for that, as long as you bring a dark beer. And then that just kind of normal stuff coming out for my 50-point inspections and stuff, except this Friday. I picked up some Elijah Craig bourbon. So it's supposed to be a good one, I guess. I don't know. You'll see how I did on it though. That'll be out this Friday.
Nice, dude.
That's cool.
And yeah, sorry, whiskey. I did my best.
Oh yeah, that's where.
Yeah, he'll find a flaw and cut you down.
Oh, he definitely is going to find a flaw. I put down there was a guy that wrote up everything he was smelling, tasting, very elaborate, everything, and I'm like, okay, now here's what I found, and watch the video.
Yeah. I gotta see it. I saw it. Is that the one he has both of them on the table? Were those the Elijah Craig? Is that? He had the last video he had like two different.
Maybe he did an Elijah Craig with the A121, and I went out because he said that was the best Elijah Craig that he's had in years. So I tried to find that today,
Nice.
but I couldn't find it. They had the batch 521, so B521, which he said was going to be the brand new one and might be good. So that's what I ended up picking up.
Right on. Cool. Friday, huh? All right, cool, dude. Oh yeah.
Friday.
What's Friday's? Speaking of Friday, what is it? Open table on Alex? Do you know? Or
He hasn't said anything yet to us, so
Okay.
yeah.
just open? All right. So I found something on a barbecue channel that I'm watching, and I want to make open Brigo. Shit looks good, dude.
Well, you have to hit him up with Marco Polo and be like, "What is
Dragon egg, something I forgot what it was. Anyway, yeah, hell yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah, Thrash. Thank you, Bumpy. Go for it, Thrash. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up a video, but damn, where'd they go? Yeah, we got a couple horses at Harmonized Horsemanship where my horse is at, and one of them I know from another place when Harmonized was over at another place, and it's nice seeing that one back, but it's kind of sad because it's still retraining. It's kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with horses at this place. Either horses are being trained, as they're coming up like Sophie, or they have head problem. So from the standpoint of, they're 20 acting 4, where they need to be kind of retrained in a way. But it's kind of cool. We got this 4-year-old Belgian out there. His name is Atlas, and he is a cool. Oh, I finally found it here. He is a cool horse. He's like 18 hands high. An average horse is around 14 and a half to 15. He's at least 18. Let me share this, but he is a really, really cool horse. And then I can't remember the other horse's name. It slips my mind. Okay, I got it up there in the basement. Okay, so this is Atlas. Hey, I'm drinking 2 by Thor. Here's Atlas.
Oh,
So,
he's cool looking, man.
Really cool looking guy.
Atlas.
I guess he learned how to be ridden probably a year ago, and that's Ozza behind him.
Well, it looks like wool.
Yeah, it's
Like a wool jacket on him.
Yeah, isn't that cool? See the
big
lines
guy.
on his face? He looks like
Looks
marble.
they have marble. Yeah, that's cool.
Ozza's going crazy behind him, but the
You and Ozza.
storm coming through. You can see it's
Rain on.
raining. They're freaking
Oh.
out.
Damn, look at that cloud I'd be freaking out
We're
too.
right out in the edge there where the tornadoes do start. So
Oh man.
watch yourself out there. So, yeah, it's a rolling plains out there. 1 minute it'll be calm, and the next minute it'll be like 70-mile-an-hour winds, and you're like looking up, looking for
Good
what you
Lord.
call tits in the clouds, where they get these like they look like
Oh
udders.
no crap, dude. That's
You
scary.
look for the starting of the swirling of the clouds, and you gotta be real careful.
Have you had any land by you?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, scary, dude.
Usually when they're on their way, usually there's a lot of hail right before they hit because the
Jeez.
wind's whipping all of the moisture way up in the cloud, and it's coming down and just being pummeled up and down in the cloud until it's too heavy and it falls to the ground. You'll get hail the size of freaking golf balls. You get hail the size of baseballs. Sometimes you'll get them the size of freaking softballs.
Dude, that would crack your head open, dude.
Oh yeah, you got to really watch it.
Jeez.
Yeah, your car is pretty much.
So helmets at your Walmart?
The closer you are to the mountains, the less chance of the tornadoes because of the wind gets screwed up next to the mountains. So yeah, it's that time of year.
Yeah, it is. Transition. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to shout out, or do you have anything coming up?
I know everybody in the chat, so they pretty much know what's going on.
Yep.
Nothing really sticking out right now. It's just days are getting warmer, so things are going to change. A lot more recordings going to happen, and yeah.
Best time of the year, man. I love it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dudes. All right, man.
Thanks for
cool, dude. Yeah, dude. Anytime. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So, both of you. But yeah, so beer and cheese will just be an open one. I didn't mention anything specific. So, 8:00 Eastern for that. Wednesday will be another hot. So this is the good one. This is one where I mentioned what we're gonna have to bring next time. So for the next 4 weeks, we'll do Yeast Happy Wednesday. I'm thinking actually let's start with an IPA. Let's start with a New England IPA. Let's start with something on that line. Something that's got a lot of sediment at the bottom. Something that you're going to be able to taste that yeast. I guess any IPA. It could be a Belgian IPA. It could be. We already went over Belgian yeast and Quebec yeast. We can go over it again. It's not going to hurt. So anything IPA. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I have a homebrew IPA.
Cool. That's even better. That's the infiltration of that. I mean, you know what I mean? That's great. So that would totally work. Bring anything IPA. I don't care what it is. Let's do anything IPA. 6:00 Eastern. I'll be searching for something yeasty as fuck. If I can find it. Hopefully the can says the yeast on it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of the Rogue ones have that Pac-Man yeast, and it's just the house yeast. Yeah. I don't know how they get by with that, to be honest. Don't you have to have certain specific things that go into certain styles? I don't understand how that all works.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You
guys probably.
Yeast, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. If you want a Belgian yeast, or a Belgian beer, you gotta have a Belgian yeast, right?
Right.
So how can they use Pac-Man yeast on a Belgian beer? That's what's intriguing. Anyway, maybe I'm tripping. They get away with it. It's up to the brewer, I guess. Yes.
Well, yeah, it's up to the brewer. That's what they want. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. We got Leprechaun. What's up, man? Scratching Bo. Cheers. Oh yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. And Kyle. Oh, Kyle's here. Yes, he is. Yeah, just look out for I guess videos coming up. They're random for me, so I don't have anything particular right now. Yeah, we'll have our long day today, Wednesday. If anyone's participating in the events, usually we go to either Eric's or Ronald Therio's show, 4:30ish, and then I may be going to Wild Card today, and then we got Beer Chugs. Is he going tonight? Did he say anything?
I didn't see any email this morning.
Okay, probably not going then. All right, that's cool. Well, we can always hang out in the back end or whatever the hell's going on. But yeah, man. So still a day ahead of us, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this. End of this. Kyle on $3 in his checking account. What? Okay, we're out of here. Let's do this.
Cheers.
Cheers.